All right, if you suffer from any kind of pain, it may be because of your spine and nervous system, and getting adjusted may be the answer to throwing out all that medication of yours. And joining us now is Dr. Matthew Norton, who's here to explain, and a patient of his, Keon, and you're going to get aligned, and you're going to show us, and you're going to tell us your story in a little bit too, right, Keon,
Sure,
and,
yes.
and what it's done for you. But first of all, Dr. Norton, let's talk about how pain is related to the spine and nervous system. I know you've been on before, and you have this great book, but talk to us about how it all kind of correlates.
People are coming to me historically with back pain, neck pain, and headaches. And there was an article that just came out in the New York Times just day before yesterday, and it said that in 2005, Americans spent $86 billion on spine problems, and yet the proportion of people still with impaired function is continuing to rise. So they concluded that we are losing the battle against back pain.
Okay.
So, and this is what I see happening in my office every day. I see the results of people who have failed to find an answer anywhere and everywhere else. And many of them are on major amounts of medication and just not getting anywhere.
So you may not have back problems per se or pain, but you may have a pain, I don't know, headaches or something like that, that is because of the nervous system and the spine.
Correct.
Right? Can you explain that?
Yeah. Well, most people, again, if we're focusing on pain, then if there's no pain warning, then we assume we're fine, which is an erroneous assumption to start with. But so much of the time we're trying to manage the pain that is resulting from a spinal problem. So the reason why I feel like we're having such great success in our office is because rather than focusing on managing the pain symptom, we are tracking it down to the spinal source of that pain.
Got it.
So that as that spine misaligns, sometimes, or at least eventually, there will be pain that will be generated oftentimes from that area, but it could be somewhere else. Many people will come in with low back pain that actually was related back to a neck problem.
So how can you tell?
Well, so we used biomechanical x-rays. We're going to demonstrate a leg checking procedure here in a moment on Keon. And then we also use computer diagnostics to help us track down where is the problem coming from, and then use an instrument like this called an integrator to be able to then, when we find where that spinal source is, to provide a very gentle adjustment to correct that.
Wow.
And so it's very simple, it's very gentle, it's very easy, and it is making an incredible difference in quality of life.
It's making a difference, I understand, in Keon's life. You're so young. How did you know you have back problems? And you just started getting care last week.
Well, actually, my back problems began during Thanksgiving. I woke up with major pain in my neck, also with muscle spasms, and I did not know what the cause was, and it gradually got worse. And I went to doctors. They did MRIs, they did x-rays. Unfortunately, they couldn't offer me any solution to my problem. And I ended up going to Dr. Norton, who was referred to me by my mom's friend, and he's worked wonders so far for me. He took me in immediately. He reviewed my x-rays, he examined my spine, and I've been under his care for about a week and a half, and I feel a lot better.
Do you really?
Yeah. It really works. This method really works.
Dr. Norton, can you show us, maybe demonstrate what you've done
go ahead and climb on
to
there.
make him feel so much better? Is this what we're talking about when you say alignment?
Yes, it is. And I'm going to just kind of put this spine on his back here for a minute. And the basic premise of what we're doing is the body is designed to be balanced. We are made to be balanced, symmetrical beings, right? So I do a leg check procedure where I'm looking. In fact, you may even want to come over closer to me so that you can see. And if you look down here, what we're looking at is comparing the bottoms of the shoes just as a means of measuring balance and symmetry, okay? So I don't know if you can see from there that this one is getting pulled shorter. That one is shorter in that position.
Wow. Okay.
And so just like if we were to give the example, here, a good analogy that I like to use in my teaching is in our home. If there is an overloaded circuit, then what happens? We have a breaker switch that flips off, right? So in the same way, when people are subjected to auto accidents to lifting injuries or to just overwhelming emotional stress, that overwhelm will, just like that breaker switch, shift vertebrae out of alignment like a breaker switch flipping off.
Got it.
Okay? So what I'm doing, let's just set this off here a second, then what I'm doing is we're conducting an assessment each visit in where we're looking to see which breaker switches have flipped off. And many of them have been flipped off for years, and therefore the discs wear out, spine begins to degenerate. But come back this way again, I'll show you what happens. What I'm going to do is conduct some different tests. We'll do this just with his neck today, focus there, because that's where his main problem has been. And we'll watch to see how the body responds. If balance is benefited by the motion, that guides me as to where I'm going to adjust. If it's made worse, then that tells me a different piece of information.
Wow. Okay.
So watch here. Let me have you turn your face to the right, Keon. So if you look down at his feet, okay, now keep looking at his feet, and then turn face left. Do you see how when he turns face left, that pulls shorter? Go back to the right again. Watch his feet.
Oh,
See how that changes?
Yeah.
Okay, go back to center. So I can come up here, and this was where we found the key part of his problem. He was having upper neck pain on the left that was going up into his head, that was going into this left arm, right, Keon? And then even affecting a variety of other places. So what we're going to do, this instrument, we just simply cock the instrument like this, and then place it here, and give just it's a very high speed impulse. It's not hard. And then we go back, and then let me show you what now is different. Okay, now we're more balanced to start with. And then turn your face to the left for me, Keon.
It doesn't move.
Now it doesn't do anything.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
Go ahead and go ahead and go back to center. And then let me have you lift your head straight back up. This is another test. Now that pulls it shorter. Okay, go back down. And so then we can come up here and see how that's changed in that position. We'll come back. That guides me to another place that needs to be adjusted, and we provide that adjustment there. There's no twisting and popping. It's very gentle, very easy. People will fall asleep sometimes afterwards on my table.
Easy.
And we've now go ahead and lift your head one more time and back down. And now we're no longer getting that disturbance.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Okay, so how do you feel? You feel good, Keon?
You can go ahead and come on. You can go ahead and come on up from there.
Thank you so much. And listen, this is your book, Where Does It Hurt? And your website, I believe, is wheredoesithurtbook.com.
Correct.
Wheredoesithurtbook.com.
Correct.
And you could also go to nortonpainsolutions.com. And there you're offering people a chance to have some free informational gifts and things like that. So visit those two websites that you're looking there on your screen, or you can contact us and we'll let you know too. That's amazing. That's amazing.
That was just a little cameo glimpse of what we do.
That's great. That's great. And you feel great. So that's the best part.
pain-free, and I feel much better after.
Thank you so much, Dr. Norton.
My
Great
pleasure.
to have you here again.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you soon, I'm sure. Still ahead, they are an up-and-upcoming band. Hear their big single and find out how you can win an autographed copy of their album. We'll be right back.
This is the clock approaching.